Hi, I wanted to do a quick follow-up video to the review that I did yesterday of the LinksWell Generation 6 T-style radio for the Generation 3 Tacoma trucks. I had gone through some things that I liked and things that I disliked, and I have been trying to get this looking a little nicer in terms of the interface. One of the things that I saw in the video, the LinksWell videos, was suggesting to use the Nova 7 launcher from the Play Store to improve the look and to be able to set wallpapers and stuff. The problem with that is if you use the Nova 7 launcher, you lose this this bar at the bottom where you have your climate controls and stuff. It's kind of lame to lose that. So what I've done is I've stuck with the stock launcher. I found that the first thing I did was I went into the settings and I changed the day and night mode to night, and I left it at night. So it's night mode all the time, which is essentially a dark mode. It gives you this dark mode, which looks much nicer. And then one of the things I noticed is one of the things I complained about yesterday was when I pressed the view button down here, that when it came up, it was all white around it here, and it looked kind of terrible. So by switching to this mode, it fixes that. It looks a lot nicer. Everything's all nice and black. It looks like it should be, you know. It looks like more kind of like stock. I'm sorry about the glare. It's just that time of day when I'm getting a fair bit of glare in the truck. So yeah, so it fixes that. And then another thing that I found is that to set the wallpaper, I downloaded an app called Toyota Tacoma Wallpaper. Let me get the app info up. It looks like that. I got it from the Play Store. That's what the icon looks like in the Play Store. So again, sorry about the glare, and let me see if I can focus in on that. Yeah, it's having trouble focusing. Anyways, that's what it looks like. Toyota Tacoma Wallpaper app. So what you do is once you have that downloaded, you open it, and it will give you some options like different galleries, and you can select it, you know, go through, select the wallpaper that you want, and it will size it for the screen. Now some of them, after it's done sizing it, it will look kind of like pixelated and doesn't look the best. So I went through some trial and error to find one that looked good. I settled on this one. It looks very good. It's not noticeably pixelated or anything. It actually looks perfect. And the nice thing about this live wallpaper thing is it gives you that little like effect where it slightly shifts the wallpaper when you go from screen to screen, which is quite nice. It's very slick. So that's a great way to get, you know, a Tacoma truck on your wallpaper if you want. There are tons of other live wallpaper apps in the Play Store, so you don't have to settle on this one. You can experiment, try different live wallpaper apps until you get a wallpaper that you like. But that's the way to do it. In terms of like if you hold down here and you go to wallpapers, it's just going to tell you that you have no live wallpapers and that it needs to use a live wallpaper. So I found that instead of going in here, which apparently does literally nothing, I just use that app, and from in that app I can say to set a wallpaper, and then it just works. So it's kind of lame that they didn't have a better wallpaper implementation on the stock launcher. It seems like a very, very basic thing to get right, but at least there's a workaround. It looks much, much nicer once you get an actual wallpaper on. It's not so boring. That default blue wallpaper that they have is pretty terrible. I would rather have just had black wallpaper, to be honest, but great to be able to replace it with something by doing this. Another thing I found is if you go into the widgets and you go to maps, and you select driving mode, like you hold down on it and place it on your home screen, it will give you an icon like this. This is great. It allows you to to go into this driving mode specific map view, and I just find it's a lot nicer than to work with when you're driving than the standard, you know, map layout. So that's another thing that you can do to get this slightly what I find is a slightly nicer view when you're driving, if you're using the maps directly on the tablet, directly on the radio, and you're not using you know, Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. I use Android Auto quite a bit, but I like to have that as a backup. So it's a nice option. And yeah, I find that now I'm quite happy. Let me close out of these here. Oops. Oh, I guess I didn't close out of that. Let me go back here. Bring this down. Go here, get rid of it. Okay. So now that I'm out of that, you know, I find it just, it looks very, very slick like this. Now that I have the wallpaper and I've got the dark mode, it just looks more like it should, like I was expecting it to when I got it. I really think there's a lot of room for improvement on this launcher and the way things work, but overall it's quite nice. And you know, it feels like it's very close to being like factory, especially now that I've got that black background there. It just looks very slick. So that's this is what I recommend for anyone who's wanting to just improve the look of this radio, and maybe, you know, and just get it looking, I would say, as slick as you can right now, all considered. And you can obviously add any widgets that you want to your screen. You can use whatever wallpaper you want. I've just wanted to go with something fairly simple, clean. It looks very nice, and then, you know, I can get into anything that I need to. And yeah, so just wanted to give those tips. I hope it helps somebody out. All right, have a nice day. Bye.